How much be this tomato?
Now 15 naira each.
Okay.
Now come out for road now, make a for no jam una.
This market too busy today.
At Olowo Close, Mushin, the walls had been listening for years.
Come out for here. You not fit chase me.
The compound sat like a tired animal between two noisy streets, its paint peeling, zinc roofs rusted, corridors narrow enough for shoulders to brush. 12 rooms, 12 families, one shared kitchen, one shared toilet, and one secret so heavy it bent the air whenever evening fell. People didn't move into Olowo Close because they wanted to. They moved there because they had to. The landlord, Chief Rashid Lawal, called it affordable housing. The tenants called it survival. Rashid Lawal was the kind of man Lagos respected automatically. Late 50s, broad chest, clean-cut beard always trimmed to a neat curve. He wore starched kaftans and leather sandals, drove a black Prado, and greeted everyone with a slow smile that felt rehearsed. "My people," he liked to say. "We must live as one family." Yet nobody had ever eaten with him. Not once. He lived in a self-contained apartment above the compound gate, high enough to watch everyone, close enough to hear everything. From his balcony you could see the kitchen clearly. Every pot, every fire, every woman stirring soup with tired arms after long days of hustling. And somehow, he never cooked. The stealing began quietly, the way madness often does. A spoon missing here. Chunk of meat gone there. At first people blamed children. Then forgetfulness. Then hunger. Until the night Aisha Sadiq screamed. Aisha sold roasted corn by the roadside. That evening she had splurged pepper soup. Goat meat. A luxury meant to stretch 3 days. She had left the pot on the fire and gone inside to bathe. 7 minutes. When she returned the pot was lighter. Not empty. Strategically lighter. Her scream cut through the compound like a blade. "Who took my meat?" Doors flew open. Children cried. Neighbors rushed out half-dressed. "I swear I just turned my back." Aisha shouted, lifting the lid. "Look, someone entered this pot with confidence." Silence followed. Then murmurs. That night, 3 other tenants checked their food. And discovered the same thing. Not ruined. Not spilled. Not emptied. Selected. The best pieces gone. The rest untouched. That was when fear crept in. Because thieves who steal phones are careless. But thieves who steal food carefully are watching you. Within weeks the compound changed. Cooking became tense. Women hovered over pots like guards. Children were warned never to wander near another person's fire. Conversations lowered whenever someone new walked in. Trust began to rot. "Nah, that boy," someone whispered. "No, it's that woman that doesn't cook. Maybe night spirits. Maybe somebody is using juju." Chief Lawal called a meeting. He stood in the courtyard, hands clasped behind his back, voice calm. "My people," he said, shaking his head slowly. "This thing pains me. Food theft is not ordinary. Destroys unity. But let us not accuse wrongly." He paused. "Let the silence work. I will increase security. And please pray." He donated money for prayers. He installed brighter bulbs. And the stealing continued. Only smarter. Never when people were many. Never when men were around. Always during transitions, early morning, late night, moments between. And always the best pots. That was when Saad Adeni started paying attention. Saad was 28. A makeup artist who worked weddings and funerals. 2 Lagos industries that never died. She was observant by nature. Quiet. The type that listened more than she spoke. She noticed patterns. The thief never guessed. The thief knew. Knew which soup had meat. Knew when it was safe. Knew how much to take without raising alarms. One night Saad pretended to sleep. She left her pot on low heat and lay on her bed. Eyes open, heart beating in her ears. Time passed. Then she heard it. Bare feet. Low. Confident. Someone stopped at the kitchen. The lid lifted. Saad held her breath. She jumped up and rushed out. Nothing. Pot still warm. Still covered. But when she checked, Afghan. Her stomach dropped. That night whispers turned dark. Someone accused someone else openly. Slap followed. A man threatened to move out. A woman cried that her children were starving. The compound began eating itself. And above them all, from his balcony, Chief Rashid Lawal watched. He leaned on the railings, chewing cola nut, eyes calm. Lagos nights are loud, but secrets move quietly. One Sunday afternoon, Saad did something different. She cooked egusi soup, expensive, fragrant, irresistible, and made sure everyone saw it. She laughed loudly. She complained about the cost. She praised the thickness. Then she did something strange. She carried the pot inside her room. Later that night she brought it back out, covered, steaming, and left. From behind the water drums, Saad watched. Minutes passed. Then the gate apartment door opened. Chief Lawal stepped out. No slippers. No light. He moved like someone who had done this many times. He reached the pot, lifted the lid, smiled, and dipped his fingers inside. Sada's breath caught in her throat. Her landlord. Her protector. Her my people. He tasted, nodded, took more, carefully closed the lid, and returned upstairs. Saad didn't move. Her hands shook. Her world tilted. Because when a thief wears authority, the crime feels spiritual. She waited until he disappeared. Then she walked to her pot, touched the soup. Still hot, still rich, still tampered with. That night Saad didn't cry. She didn't scream. She didn't tell anyone. She sat on her bed and stared at the wall as one sentence echoed in her mind. When power is hungry, it eats quietly. She understood something then. This wasn't just theft. It was control. Humiliation. A man feeding on people who couldn't fight back. And if exposed wrongly, he would deny everything. Who would they believe? A respected landlord? Or a struggling tenant? Saad lay back slowly, closed her eyes, and smiled. Because Lagos had taught her one final lesson. If you want the truth, don't chase it. Let it come to you hungry. And tomorrow she would cook again. But this time, the soup would remember who touched it. Lagos buzzed outside, generators coughing, distant horns, laughter drifting from a beer parlor. But inside her room, silence pressed hard against her chest. She replayed the image over and over. Chief Rashid Lawal. Bare fingers, her soup. Not stealing like a desperate man. Stealing like a man entitled. By morning, her fear had settled into something colder. Clarity. At exactly 5:30 a.m., she woke and cooked again. Beans this time. Ordinary. She made sure nobody paid attention. She left it uncovered longer than usual, pretending to search for salt, moving slowly so anyone watching would note it. Nothing happened. The beans remained untouched. That confirmed it. The thief wasn't hungry. He was selective. By midweek, the compound was boiling over. Rent was due. Tempers were short. Accusations flew openly now. You passed my pot, one woman snapped. And you passed my room. Someone suggested a night vigil. Another suggested charms. A man muttered, maybe the landlord knows. The silence that followed that statement was thick. Chief Lawal heard about it. That evening, he called Saad aside as she returned from work. You are quiet lately, he said gently, standing too close. Is everything okay? She met his eyes. Respectful. Yes, sir. He nodded, studying her face like a man checking a mirror. If you ever have issues, he added, come to me. I don't like trouble among my people. My people, Saad smiled. That night she visited Ijes. Everyone in Mushin knew Ijes, but nobody admitted it openly. She sold herbs, roots, powders, oils. Some were harmless, some were not. What mattered was that she understood fear. Saad explained everything. Ijes listened without interruption. When Saad finished, the old woman clicked her tongue slowly. Hunger that steals with wisdom, she said. That one is dangerous. I don't want to kill him, Saad said quickly. I just want him exposed. Ayamope nodded. Good. Death is easy. Shame lasts longer. She reached under her table and brought out 3 things. A small bottle of bitter herbal concentrate. A sachet of activated charcoal. A bundle of dried leaves tied with red thread. This won't kill, Ayamope said. But it will talk. Talk. When it enters the body will confess before the mouth does. Sod swallowed. How do I use it? Ayamope leaned closer. Only in a rich soup. And only once. After that, stop. Sod paid and left. On Sunday, she announced it loudly. I'm cooking ogbono today. My aunt sent bush meat from the village. People gathered to watch. Mel, oaks, envy. She cooked slowly, carefully, letting the smell travel. Then, when no one was looking, she added the mixture. The soup thickened. Darkened slightly. Smelled even better. That evening, she told 3 people she trusted to watch quietly. Not confront. Not shout. Just observe. At 10:11 p.m., the gate apartment door opened. Chief Lawal stepped out. Same routine. Same confidence. He reached the pot and dipped his fingers in. He tasted. Smiled wider. Nate more. 5 minutes later he froze. His smile twitched. He swallowed hard. Then he coughed. Once. He clutched his stomach. From the shadows, Sod watched his body begin to betray him. Sweat formed instantly on his forehead. His breathing changed. He straightened, trying to regain dignity. Then his knees buckled slightly. He rushed back upstairs. 10 minutes later. Scream. Not loud. Panic. Compound woke. Lights snapped on. Doors opened. Chief Lawal staggered out, clutching his stomach. I need help, he groaned. The smell reached them before the truth did. His bowels had answered first. Disbelief. This man day shit himself. Sod stepped forward. Chief, she said calmly, what did you eat tonight? He looked at her. And for the first time, fear replaced arrogance. Soup, he whispered. Whose soup? Silence. The charcoal worked fast. His body convulsed again. He collapsed onto a bench, humiliation spilling faster than anything else. I ate from the kitchen, he cried. Please. The crowd roared. You stole our food. 4 years. Hypocrite. Sod raised her hand. Let him talk. Chief Lawal sobbed. I watched you, he said. Every day. I knew who cooked what. I knew when to come. I thought it was small. Small. Someone screamed. You ruined this compound. An ambulance arrived. They took him away. But the damage was done. By morning everyone knew. But Sod wasn't done. Because exposure was only half the justice. And hunger. Hunger still had one final lesson to teach. Chief Rashid Lawal did not return to Olawo Close the next day. Or the day after. For 3 days, his gate apartment remained locked, the balcony empty, the lights off. His Prado sat unmoved, gathering dust like an abandoned promise. But Lagos had already carried the story beyond the compound. By Tuesday morning, a food vendor at Mushin Roundabout was telling it. Landlord day chopped tenant soup for years. Dem catcham with diarrhea. By afternoon, it reached a bus conductor on I Corridor Road. Nagri duam. Big man no day cook. By evening someone had posted it online. No names. Just details. And details are enough. Sod watched the comments roll in from her phone, her chest tight. This is Lagos. Everybody is a journalist. Everybody is a judge. Some mocked him. Some pitied him. Some asked the real question. How many times had he done worse and not been caught? That question refused to die. On the 4th day, 2 men arrived at Olawo Close. Plain clothes, clean shoes. Government calm. They asked for Chief Rashid Lawal. The compound went silent. We're from the local council, one said. We're reviewing some complaints. Complaints, plural. They spoke to tenants privately. Food theft. Harassment. Unauthorized rent increases. Threats masked as jokes. As the stories poured out, a pattern formed. The soup was only the surface. By evening they left with notebooks full. That same night Saad received a call. Unknown number. She hesitated. Answered. Saada Dani, a man's voice said. My name is Colonel Lawal. Her stomach tightened. I'm Chief Lawal's son. I need to see you. They met at a small cafe in Suralere. Colonel was nothing like his father. Limp. Nervous. Eyes that didn't settle. I heard what happened, he said quietly. I believe you. She said nothing. My father, he continued, has a problem. What kind? Control, Colonel said. Hunger. Shame. Power. He's always been like this. He told her things. How his mother left after catching him stealing money meant for groceries. How his siblings cut contact years ago. How his father hated cooking because it reminded him of needing someone. He feeds on dependence, Colonel said softly. That's why tenants. That's why watching. Saad felt cold. Why are you telling me this? Colonel looked down. Because he's blaming you. He says you set him up. He wants revenge. The word hung heavy. Revenge how? I don't know yet, Colonel admitted. But I've seen him when he feels exposed. He doesn't forgive easily. Saad nodded. Thank you for warning me. Colonel hesitated. There's something else. He slid his phone across the table. Photo. Chief Lawal in another compound. Different year. Same kitchen setup. Same accusations in the comments. Saada's breath caught. He's done this before, Colonel said. And he moved. The realization hit like a slap. Alawo Close wasn't the first. It was just the one that fought back. 2 days later, Chief Lawal returned. Thinner. Quieter. Wearing a simple shirt. He called a meeting. He apologized. He cried. He promised change. Some tenants believed him. Some didn't. Saad said nothing. Because apologies without consequences are rehearsals. That night her door was knocked. Usaf. She peered through the peephole. The corridor. Then she noticed it. A note slid under her door. You embarrassed me. I will embarrass you. No signature. She didn't scream. She didn't panic. She took a photo. Sent it to Colonel. Then to the council officer. Then to 3 neighbors. Because she had learned the final rule. Darkness survives only when it's alone. The next morning, Chief Lawal was arrested. Not for soup. For fraud. Illegal tenancy practices. Intimidation. And previous unresolved complaints. As they led him out, he looked at Saad. Not with anger. With hunger. The kind that never leaves. But this time, there was nothing left to eat. When Chief Rashid Lawal was taken away, Alawo Close did not celebrate. That surprised Saad. She had expected dancing, shouting, laughter, relief loud enough to shake the rust off the zinc roofs. Instead, the compound felt hollow. People gathered in small clusters, speaking in low voices, as if afraid the walls might punish them for honesty. Children sensed it too. They played quietly. Even the radios seemed to whisper. Removing a parasite doesn't always heal the body immediately. Sometimes it exposes how weak the body has become. The council sealed Chief Lawal's gate apartment. His balcony, once the eye of the compound, stood blind and empty. That evening, Saad returned from work to find her door slightly open. Her heart skipped. She stepped in slowly. Nothing was missing. Nothing broken. But on her bed lay something that froze her blood. Cooking spoon. Her spoon. Clean. Placed carefully at the center of the mattress. No note. No message. Just a reminder. I was here. She didn't scream. She sat down. And for the first time since this began, her hands shook. That night, Colonel called again. My father was released on bail. Saad closed her eyes. I'm sorry, Colonel said quickly. I tried to stop it. Thank you for telling me. He asked about you. Silence. What did you say? She asked. That you're not afraid. Sod laughed softly. I am, she said. But fear doesn't get to drive anymore. She slept with the lights on. Not because of Chief Lawal, but because of what she had learned about power. Power hates witnesses. 2 days later, something unexpected happened. The women of Olawo close knocked on her door. Mama Risi, Isha, even the quiet tailor from room 7. They stood there awkwardly. Then Mama Risi spoke. We want to cook together. Sod blinked. Together? Yes, Aisha said. One pot. One fire. All of us. That night the kitchen came alive. Laughter returned. Arguments over seasoning. Children stealing tastes and getting scolded. They cooked a huge pot of rice and stew. No one guarded it. No one hid. They ate together in the courtyard. And something broke open inside Sada's chest. Community wasn't just proximity. It was shared risk. If you enjoy this, kindly subscribe, comment, like and share, and please don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you will be the first to get notified wherever we drop a video.